Hello Yuga fans, Rats here, and welcome to an updated deck profile for DDDs. This is coming straight after. This is recorded straight after the duels with DDDs against Speedroids, Ice Barriers, and stopping the Blackluster Soldier deck from even starting. So yeah, I'm still on the buzz from that. Lovely taking out those Speedroids, but yeah, hopefully this is a good enough deck profile for you guys to enjoy. So please leave your comments below if you've got any suggestions for the deck or any way I should change it, and I'll do so in the duels in the future episodes. So yeah, I'll go straight into this. 2 Armageddon originally was free, but free was cloggy. Quite effective, this one. Usually brought out with Spiral Slime to go into a Kali Yuga, but so far I haven't used El Armageddon that way. I've used Ragnarok, but not El Armageddon. Usually is now a beta because once per turn he cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, which I did not know until a surprise encounter with Torrential Tribute proved that he can use that and then gains attack as well. So that is quite effective. I don't use his Pendulum effect because that's just a bit lackluster right now compared to some of the other ones. Next one is Abyss Ragnarok. Abyss Ragnarok is key in the deck. Just an amazing card. Its Pendulum effect, special summons a DD monster from your graveyard. If you special summon a DD monster from your graveyard, or special summon a DD monster in general, you can special summon a DD monster from your graveyard, then take 1000 damage. If you summon out Dark originally, you're going to gain 1000 damage, but any damage your opponent will take for the rest of the turn is half, so you can't decay through this effect. So yeah, so use it with a pinch of salt, but you can go really well. Goes really well with Temujin to make the Temujin combo. Summon out Temujin, use Ragnarok's effect to resurrect, and then use Temujin's effect to resurrect. So just gives a lot of plays. Its second effect, which I'm now only using, is when it's normal special summoned, you can target a DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which means you can go into an instant Kali Yuga play, or you can use its second effect, which is which I only did first time ever against Ice Barriers, which is once per turn you contribute a DD monster you control to target a monster your opponent controls and banish it. So it has a bit of a Blackluster Soldier effect there, but you probably won't be using that. You're using it most likely for an XYZ folder to summon out Kali Yuga. So yeah, next is Leonidas, an amazing card. I don't usually use it in the Pendulum zone, so I'm not going to talk about that effect. But when you take damage from a card effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon this from the hand, and then you gain life points equal to that damage, and any effect damage while it's on the field you take is 0, so it shuts down the damage effect of the Covenant cards and gives you more life points. Well, it doesn't give you more life points, it regains the life points that are originally lost, but it's not as effective as Dark, which gains your life points instead of the burn. So that's always good. But DDD Leonidas is very key because you can go into your rank 7 plays, most likely to bring out Big Eye or Dragonsack, which I have yet to go for, but Big Eye usually. Next, 1 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon originally was at 2. Originally when I started this I was at 3, but I've been cutting him out slowly but surely. But he is a good card, only using it for his Pendulum effect. I don't even summon it at all. When during your end phase you can destroy it and add a Pendulum monster that's 1500 attack or less from your deck to your hand. The only target I have is Kepler, so add Kepler, and Kepler is basically my engine to search out everything, because you can go from Kepler into an Infernal Gate, which can add, well, if you go to Infernal Gate you can go and add Kepler, and then you can go and add the Fusion King, or you can go add the Mistaken Seal, or the Dark Witch, or whatever you want to go for next. So it does have a slight engine in that sense. Next, 2 Lilith, just to re-add my Keplars when I've got them in the Pendulum zone and not in the graveyard, so that's always effective. Also resupplies Ragnarok sometimes. Next, Triple Howling to resurrect monsters. I don't usually use it for a Synchro Summon. If I do, I usually go for Chaos King Archfiend because that's the best of Synchro Summons. But there is another Synchro option, which is Leonidas, which only gained its access due to Swirl Slime, but it's highly likely I'm going to use it into that because I'd rather use Swirl Slime for its banishment effects as well as its first effect. But there is times when I would want Armades, and I probably will take out Tell for. Actually, I'm going to do that now. I'm taking out Tell for it and putting in Armades. So yeah, there's that. Night Howling resurrects a DD monster from your graveyard, and its attack and defense becomes 0. And then if it's destroyed, you take damage. You can take 1,000 damage. And you can only activate, if you only activate this effect, you can only summon Fiend types. That's why there's mainly Fiend types in my extra deck. That's why Chaos King Archfiend is the perfect choice, because it switches attack and defense. So that's very effective. And Alexander is a good one, but it's never. I have never used his actual effect. So, and Armade is now an option because of Swirlal Slam. So yeah, next one is the actual Swirlal Slam itself. This is the main update from the deck, which is Swirlal Slam. During your main phase, you can fusion summon a DDD monster from your extra deck by using this card and one monster in your hand. So you can go with any of these except for Mordice, obviously, to make most likely Dark. Although you can go for your Timujin play, or you can't go for Kaiser Ragnarok because that needs it needs 2 triple DDD monsters. But usually you'd go for Dark or Timujin and bring out a very powerful monster. Usually you would send to the graveyard like Hello again on Ragnarok, so you have a target for another Ragnarok in your hand, because you can also use this for a Kali Yuga play. Whilst the card is in your graveyard, you can banish it and special summon a DD monster from your hand. Most likely Ragnarok, because that gets to special summon another DD monster from your graveyard, which can go into Helmageddon, which can go into instant Kali Yuga play. Getting this into the graveyard after using its original effect is necessary. It's an amazing card. It makes the deck even more viable than it was. And then we'll go on to Kepler, the final monster in our deck, which is, as I said, where it's normal special summon. You can activate one of these effects. He's got a bounce effect for DD monsters, but you don't usually use that. But usually you use the effect to add a Covenant card. You have four Covenant cards you can choose from: the Infernal Gate, the Swamp King, the Mistaken Seal, and the Dark Witch, which I'll go on to further in this deck profile. Next, 1 Allure of Darkness to increase my draws. 1 for 1 because I've got level 1s that I can summon out and gains the effect even if it's special summoned, so need to use that. Regeki, because Regeki is stable right now. Book of Moon, because that's stable because of Jinlock. 1 Day of Peace. This is surprisingly very effective because you won't take your damage from your Covenant cards if you use it. Well, depending on where you use it. No, taking damage from Ragnarok, because that does damage you through its effects. So if you don't have a Dark on the field for whatever reason, you can protect against it, and then you can protect against your field and life points if your life points are already very low. So yeah, you can't really use it against Covenant cards, but you can use it in other places. Next, Triple Infernal Gate, the main card of the deck. During your main phase, you can add a DD monster from your deck to your hand. You can only activate the effect of this Infernal Gate once per turn, so you can't have triple Infernal Gates like in the anime, and then get all DD monsters that you want from your deck to your hand. But nah. And during each of your standby phases, like all Covenant cards, you take 1,000 damage, which it comes in for Leonidas to have mass use in this, and Dark, because that gives you life points instead of burning them, and that replenishes life points and then stops the burn completely. So yeah, it's quite a masochistic deck in that sense, always having to burn yourself, but there are ways around it and it's very effective that way. So yeah, triple Swamp King, because I've seen people play 2 Swamp King, but I prefer triple, because what if my 2 Swamp King, or if I've already gone through 2 Swamp Kings, I might need a third. So yeah, and since I don't have much access to Kaiser Ragnarok, I probably will just go for this. So yeah, Covenant of the Swamp King is amazing. Fusion summons a Fiend type monster from your extra deck, including other Fiend type fusion monsters. There are some options, I think it's another option also. You can use this in a different deck. Just going to check quickly. Don't want to give you misinformation for such. Yeah, you can bring out weird things with this. You can even bring a bit of a Shadol part in this as well. Evil Heroes and Fright Verse So yeah, this has options in other places. And if you would fusion summon with a DD monster, you can banish cards from your graveyard instead as well. And instead. So it gives you a lot of playable options. So you can just draw into this mid game and have nothing else, and then bring out a fusion monster from nowhere, which is always great. A miracle fusion in that sense. But yeah, it still doesn't burn damage, and it still can be MST'd. All these Covenant cards can be MST'd, which is annoying. Next, double Lease Laundering. People didn't know why I was using Lease Laundering originally, but Lease Laundering is quite a good card. It has proved its worth sometimes. Because Covenant cards are easily MST'd, you can chain this and destroy them instead, and gain life points and draw cards instead of just using one of your Covenant cards. Essentially, it's just used for that. Next is 1 resource management. 2, even at 2, it wasn't that effective, so 1 is effective enough. Usually you'd want to draw it mid game or late game, so not having that in your opening hand is always good. Shuffle 3 DD monsters, well 2 DD monsters, can be a hand, field or graveyard, or in your Pendulum zone, and then add 2 DD monsters from your deck to your hand. So you can add any of these back into your deck and then search out what you really want. Usually I go for a Kepler, and then with Leonidas, something like that, or go for Swirlal Slime and Ragnarok if I have another triple level monster in my hand. So there's a lot of options you can go for, depending on what is happening in the current duel. Next, Vanity's Emptiness, staple right now. Just stopping special summoning, always good. And this is half of these a Pendulum. It can protect it that way. Next, Solemn Warning is also a staple right now. Well, more or less a staple. Negating is sort of stopping those Denkos. And then Double Dark Witch. Triple Dark Witch wasn't very effective. Double Dark Witch is effective enough, but I haven't used it in a while. So yeah, you can send a DD card from your hand or a Covenant card to target one card on the field and destroy it. So it just gives you a Jin lock out there. And during your opponent, that's during either player's turn. And during your opponent's turn, all your fiend type monsters gain 1,000 attack. Just till the end of that turn. So that is very effective as well. Make your Darks 3,800 beaters. Make your Kaiser Ragnarok 4,200. Make your Kali Yuga 4,500. It's just amazing. That's very good to keep your defense. And then finally, the other updated card in the deck, which is Covenant of the Mistaken Seal, or Steel's Mistake, as it's also called. Once per turn, if you control a DDD monster, you can activate this effect and negate all trap cards on the field. So instantly you get a trap stun whenever you want to use it. So you could use that Dark Witch effect first, and then later go for your Mistaken Seal if someone plays Compulsory Evacuation Device, Breakthrough Skill. Depending on what the situation is, this card can prove very effective. At 3 it was just too cloggy. 2 seems to be right enough. Okay, on the extra deck we have 6 fusions, 3 synchros, and 6 exceeds. So yeah, the first 2 are Kaiser Ragnarok, Kaiser Ragnarok, the Wave Complete Oblivion Overlord. That's a mouthful. It's a triple DDD monster. It requires 2 triple DDD monsters to summon it, so only options you got for that are Armageddon, Ragnarok and Leonidas in this deck, but there are a couple others which I don't like as much because they don't have that much synergy in the deck and are not as effective. But yeah, you have some options to bring this out quite effectively. Once per turn, when this declares an attack, or when an attack is declared involving this card, you can target one DD monster or Covenant card you control, return to your hand, and then equip one other face-up monster your opponent controls to this monster. Like in my recent duels against Speedroids, I equipped Red Dragon Archfiend Scar Right and made a 6,200 beater, which is amazing. It's very effective. This attack, it also gains the attack as well, so 6,200 is usually what you get, depending on what you take. Next, Triple Dark, because Dark is essential in this deck. You need triple of these, or it won't be very effective, because well, triple these, you go into it that many times. I mean, any effect damage that you would take is increased to your life points instead. So any Covenant damage is going to become plus. So that's always good. And that can go well with the Ragnarok Temujin combo. Next, 1 Temujin. Sometimes I want to bump this up to 2, but I never get the chance. Temujin has a great effect when a DD monster is special summoned to your side of the field, including a fusion summon of a Dark or the effect of Ragnarok. You can special summon a DDD monster from your graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn, which is this is the essential combo. You bring out you fusion summon out Temujin, use the effect of Ragnarok to summon out a monster from your graveyard, and then use Temujin's effect to summon out another monster. So you can go into instant Yuga play or instant another fusion, depending on what you've got in that graveyard. Bring out some massive beaters. You don't know. Depends on that. And the second effect, which I don't usually use that often because I don't want him going to the graveyard, to be honest. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if it's in your possession, it's destroyed by a opponent's card effect, you can target 1 Covenant card in your graveyard and add that to your hand. So it does resupply your Infernal Gates, your Fusion Kings, your Dark Witch, and your Mistaken Seal. So that's always good. Next, on to synchro options. I've got Chaos King Archfiend, which is my best synchro. Usually, which will be summoned out with Night Howling and Lilith. When this card declares an attack, you can switch the attack and defense of all face-up monsters your opponent controls around. So that's an instant shot sword and shield right there, and it gives you even more damage boost. So that's always good. Next, DD Alexander, the King of Gales. If a DD monster is normal special summoned except this card, you can target 1 level 4 or lower DD monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. I hardly ever get this out. When I do have a chance, I usually go for Chaos King Archfiend. I hardly ever use this effect because I don't have that many targets. I only have a load of targets, but I don't really want to reborn them from the graveyard that much. So I hardly ever use that. It's usually to go into the XC plays on and then in the anime, it went to go with Temujin and Alexander's combo to bring out Kaiser the Wave Overlord. So yeah, and then the new card that you just saw me put back in is Almeides, Keeper of Boundaries, synced with a Night Howling and Swirl Slime. Always a good card. One of the best level 5s there is. Synchro level 5s. Next, the Exceeds, we have 2 Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is an amazing card. After you Exceed summon this monster, all of the cards and effects on the field cannot be activated and their effects are negated for the rest of this turn. Once per turn, you can during either player's turn, you can attach an Exceed material and heavy storm the field. And during your turn, you can attach an Exceed material and target 1 Covenant card spell trap in your graveyard and set that target, which is always great. So yeah, it's a very powerful monster with 3,500 attacks, and as soon as people see it, they probably just rage quit because it's an unstoppable force that you don't want to go mess with. Next, 2 level 7s, rank 7s, which are Dracosac and Big Eye. Options to go into Leonidas and Dark's Overlay. Always good, and Big Eye proved to be very effective. I don't usually go into Dracosac though. And 2 rank 4s because you can sometimes make rank 4s. It used to be more effective in the earlier engines of this, but now you need 2 Liliths to bring out the rank 4s. You got Exciton Knight to blow up the field and Overlord to, well, reborn monsters that you would lose in battle, and then got a Covenant card effect to add a card from your deck to your hand if it's destroyed. So, well, sent from the field to the graveyard. So yeah, I'm probably going to be taking this guy out and Exciton. Well, probably just going to take this guy out. Probably go in another synchro option because I could bring out level 1. I could go into the new Hester. Wait, Hester's Reptile. Never mind that. You could bring out some other fiend maybe, or you could even increase your Temujin count in this deck. But yeah, it's up to you. Thank you for watching this deck profile. Please leave your comments below for any deck suggestions or any suggestions for decks I should be using on my profile. I'll be doing more duels with this because it was very fun to do so. And hopefully we'll get more support. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content and want to see further content. Please put a thumbs up if you really do enjoy the Swirl Slime because that is a really good card. And yeah, thank you for watching. Matt Durant, signing out.